When Ronaldo clashed with Mourinho, the power struggle inside Real Madrid. When José Mourinho arrived at Real Madrid, he brought with him a reputation built on authority, discipline, and total control. He was not hired to create comfort. He was hired to win, to end Barcelona's dominance, and to turn Madrid into a ruthless machine again. Cristiano Ronaldo, already the club's biggest star, initially welcomed Mourinho's arrival. He saw a coach who understood pressure, conflict, and obsession, traits Ronaldo recognized in himself. At the beginning, their relationship worked. Mourinho built the attack around Ronaldo and defended him fiercely in public. He challenged referees, journalists, and rivals, often placing himself between criticism and his star player. Ronaldo responded in the only way he knew, with goals. Records fell rapidly. Matches were decided by his runs, his shots, his hunger. From the outside, it looked like a perfect alliance between two relentless winners. But success has a way of revealing differences. Mourinho believed that no individual, regardless of status, should ever rise above the system. His football relied on structure, sacrifice, and tactical obedience, especially in the big games. Ronaldo, meanwhile, was entering the most confident phase of his career. He believed that decisive moments could not be programmed, that his instinct, freedom, and explosive movement were his greatest strengths. Mourinho wanted control. Ronaldo wanted expression. At first, the tension was invisible. It lived in small details, defensive instructions Ronaldo questioned internally, tactical roles that limited his freedom, moments where instinct clashed with discipline. Ronaldo followed orders, but not with conviction. Mourinho noticed the hesitation, the body language, the subtle signs of resistance. Training sessions became more formal, conversations shorter. Trust, once natural, became conditional. Neither man confronted the other directly. Silence replaced dialogue. At Real Madrid, silence never lasts long. Because when two powerful leaders stop moving in the same direction, the pressure spreads through the entire club. The goals kept coming, the victories continued, but beneath the success, something essential had already begun to crack. The clash had not yet surfaced, but it was already inevitable. As the season went deeper, the distance between Cristiano Ronaldo and José Mourinho slowly became impossible to ignore. What had once been minor tactical disagreements now started to feel like philosophical opposition. Mourinho's Madrid demanded suffering. In the biggest matches, every player was expected to defend, press, and follow instructions with absolute precision, no exceptions. For Mourinho, this was non-negotiable. Ronaldo, however, saw the game differently. He believed his responsibility was to decide matches, not to conserve energy tracking back. In his mind, every defensive demand reduced the sharpness that made him lethal in the final moments. He complied, but reluctantly. The joy that once defined his play began to fade. Mourinho noticed the change immediately. In response, he tightened control. Instructions became more detailed. Freedom became limited. Ronaldo was asked to stay wider, to press in specific zones, to sacrifice instinct for discipline. From the sideline, Mourinho watched closely, reading every gesture, every reaction. To him, body language was a message. Ronaldo became quieter. He stopped debating. He stopped explaining. On the pitch, frustration appeared in brief moments, a delayed press, a raised arm, a glance toward the bench. Cameras captured everything. The media sensed tension and amplified it, questioning whether Mourinho was restraining his most powerful weapon. Inside the dressing room, the atmosphere shifted. Some players respected Mourinho's authority and discipline. Others followed Ronaldo's leadership and influence.
No one spoke openly, but alignment formed silently. And at Real Madrid, silent division is often the most dangerous kind. Publicly, Mourinho began sending indirect messages. He spoke about players needing to put the team above individual ambition. He never mentioned names, but everyone understood the meaning. Ronaldo remained silent. His response was performance, goals, professionalism, focus. Despite the growing tension, results continued. Records were broken, matches were won. But the relationship no longer felt united. It felt transactional, cold. Trust was eroding. And once trust disappears, even success cannot hold a partnership together for long. The moment that would expose everything was approaching. The situation reached its breaking point not through confrontation, but through separation. There was no argument on the touchline, no shouting in the dressing room. Instead, there was distance, the kind that forms when trust quietly disappears. During a series of high-pressure matches, Ronaldo felt increasingly constrained. His movements were controlled, his freedom reduced to tactical instructions. Mourinho believed discipline would protect the team. Ronaldo believed instinct would win games. Between those beliefs, the connection between them finally fractured. Then came the substitution. Late in a tense match, with the result still undecided, Mourinho chose to take Ronaldo off. It was a tactical decision, but also a message. As Ronaldo walked toward the bench, there was no protest, no eye contact, no acknowledgement, only visible frustration. The cameras captured it, the bench felt it. After the match, Mourinho addressed the squad. He spoke about collective responsibility, about players needing to put the system above individual ambition. No names were mentioned, but everyone understood. The silence in the room was heavier than any argument. From that moment on, communication between them changed completely. Tactical discussions became one-directional. Mourinho stopped protecting Ronaldo publicly. Praise disappeared, support faded. For Ronaldo, who thrived on belief and trust, that shift was decisive. He remained professional, he kept scoring, he trained with the same obsession, but emotionally he felt detached. He no longer felt like the center of the project. He felt managed, not trusted. Inside the club, the divide became clear. Some players aligned with Mourinho's authority. Others gravitated toward Ronaldo's leadership. The dressing room was no longer unified. It was balanced on tension. They were still winning, still feared, still successful. But the partnership that once powered Real Madrid's resurgence was breaking from within. Only one question remained: who would leave first? In the end, the clash between Cristiano Ronaldo and José Mourinho did not explode in public. It ended quietly, through a choice that Real Madrid had to make. The club stood between control and expression, between a manager built on authority and a player entering the absolute peak of his powers. Mourinho understood the reality before it was spoken. His influence inside the dressing room was no longer absolute. Control, the foundation of his philosophy, required constant reinforcement. For a coach who thrived on total command, that environment was impossible to sustain. Ronaldo, meanwhile, remained focused on performance. He kept scoring, he trained obsessively, he delivered in decisive moments, but emotionally the bond was gone. He no longer felt protected, and without belief, even success felt empty. When Mourinho left Real Madrid, there was no celebration, no controversy, just acceptance. A chapter closed without noise. Under a different manager, Ronaldo's freedom returned. His instinct was trusted again. His joy resurfaced. The system adjusted to him, not the other way around, and his numbers reflected it immediately. Years later, both men spoke of each other with respect. Mourinho acknowledged Ronaldo's professionalism and mentality. Ronaldo recognized Mourinho's ambition and intensity. Time stripped the conflict of emotion and revealed its true nature. Their clash was never personal, it was philosophical. Mourinho believed greatness must submit to the system. Ronaldo believed the system must serve greatness. Both ideas brought success, but together they could not exist forever. Their story remains one of football's clearest lessons, that even the strongest partnerships have limits, and that sometimes separation is not failure, it is the only way forward.